Hello viewers, welcome. Thank you so much for choosing my channel. It's been 6 months since I've done a reading on the Duke of Montecito, who also goes by Prince Harry. I think by now everybody knows him around the world. So this would be my second tarot reading about him. It is purely my opinion. It's a bit of fun. I just interpret the cards. And all his birth details will be below in the description. He is a sun in Virgo, he has a moon in Taurus. And in the Chinese Zodiac, he is the rat. To be precise, he is the wood rat. So, hence the title and the thumbnail, in case you're wondering. This can be fun. Yeah, it is supposed to be fun. Let's see what comes up for the Duke of Montecito. In the second reading, I remember how the first one ended. It ended with gilded regret. That was so, you couldn't make that up. Right, I'm going to have 8 tarot cards, 3 oracles at the end to round it off. 2 different decks for the tarot cats, and the Starman tarot. It's one of my favourites because of its intricacy and details. This was a deck commissioned by David Bowie. So, Duke of Montecito. Wow. That is a good start. He's got the number 1, he's got the Magician, and he's got the Chariot. Wow, would you believe it? The Magician is the master manifester. They've got all the tools in their toolbox to face any situation, no matter how challenging it is. They just got to find the right tool for the job in hand. And I see around his waist here is the snake of transformation and healing. So there's some healing going on here. And you see he's got a little helicopter wings up there. He's ready to take flight. He is ready to take flight. Now with the Chariot, he is in control of his life. Also, it seems, even though this picture is pretty chaotic, so he's got a lot on his plate. He's driving through, he's focused, he's single-minded, he's driving through with determination and conviction. And he's not looking particularly at the stuff around him. His face is pointing forward on his path. He's on his path, his life path that he's chosen. And he's wielding a sword of clarity and truth. So he can cut through all the BS that is surrounding him. Just looking at some of the details here. There's a lot of detail in this card. It's got the flower of life down here. So we can say he's somewhat of a spiritual person. He's connected to the divine. The divine is sending him lightning strikes to remind him what his true path is. Wow. Queen of Swords, Three of Pentacles. That's the only court card in the reading here. So that is the Duke of Montecito's energy. Male or female, he is the Queen of Swords. He's wielding that sword, same as he's got on his chariot here. When he's the magician, he's wielding his wand. His magic wand here. So he has got a lot of tools at his disposal. If he uses them right, well, that's up to him. But yeah, he's looking at this bird. This is, I wish I could fly. Hence these helicopter little things. He wants to fly high. He wants to see things from a higher perspective. He wants to soar in the sky, wielding that truth of clarity and transparency. It's supposed to be also a sort of higher communication and truth. But we all know he's been, in his litigation endeavours, he's often been called a liar. But that's on the legal level. So we see him here with he's got a little headband on here with flowers and corn and stuff. So he could be prosperous. He's very single-minded right now. He's very focused on the path ahead. Almost to a blinkered extent. He hasn't got the blindfold on though, so he could still. Aha! He has got the blind. In one of the cards, it's still to come. Don't worry, he is wearing a blindfold. Three of Pentacles. He's trying to work. He's trying to work, basically, and he's trying to work with other people. So he's making a big input. Someone comes, they make it so medium, and then someone makes a small input. So he's trying to deal with people that are not on his level. He's got Metatron Scoop here. Again, we can see that the connection to spirit he has, which it isn't always apparent in his everyday life and in the social media and the other media, the papers and the news and so on. We don't talk about the Duke of Montecito as a spiritual person. But he fancies himself one, and he's juggling. He's trying to get busy with something. We've got the spider here. He's trying to weave his web of life. Now, the spider is on the pyramid. Yeah, on some sort of pyramid, in some sort of maze. He's in some sort of maze. He's trying to weave his web of life, but he is restricted, very much restricted, in a maze. And he may not have the intelligence to find his way out of this maze, to purely and truly be himself, his true authentic self. That's what he's searching. That's strongly coming out today. That didn't come out in the last reading, I don't think. So there have been changes in those 6 months, profound changes, I would say. He has dabbled in some spirituality here, or spirituality has dabbled with him. We don't know. So he's restricted as to weaving his life, manifesting his life. He's got to find the way out of the maze first. The maze is the everyday life, the 3D life. Let's say the material life, it's other people, it's the circumstances that he's surrounded with. He goes within. He is known as the hermit. So he likes to be by himself, time to himself, shining his own guiding light. He is convinced that he has got all the answers within. His inner wisdom, his inner knowledge. He has a lot of self-belief and a lot of self-conviction, I would say. So he's trying to find the right path, trying to shine that light on the right path. But he can't find it because currently he's in the maze. He's in the maze down here as a spider. He's waiting to weave his web of life. But circumstances have not permitted him to do that so far. So he's going within, he's retreating, he's taking time out, making himself number one priority, replenishing his energies now and again, be by himself. We also have the Princess of Swords, so that is a messenger, bringing him an extra sword of clarity and truth and transparency, because he cannot see clearly what's going on. He is still confused. So this light shadow, this light being here, that is him. That is him. That is him deep down. He is that. Wow. Yeah, it's really coming out in this reading how his spirituality is going to supersede all other things eventually. If the circumstances are right, it could supersede all material things here, but depends how he handles the material, how he gets on with people, how he manages his finances, for instance, and how he organizes his life. So, I mean, Virgos are supposed to be quite organized and down to earth. But in his public persona, we've not seen much of that. But perhaps that's his spiritual persona. He's down to earth. He's very close to Mother Earth, closer than we think he is, or some people think. Obviously, some people must know him very well, and they probably know that spiritual side of him. So he's perched on a very precarious height here. And here's the Princess of Swords waiting to give him the sword, which is a massive thing here. This is the sword of clarity and truth, transparency, honesty, higher communication. And he's trying to reach her to receive that sword. She is... She's probably said, come and get it. If you want that sword, you have to come and get it. I'm not just giving it to you. I'm not just passing it to you. He has having to reach out for that sword. Wow, that's unusual, because the messenger is usually very forthcoming with giving you the gifts. But this one is not too keen. There's the blindfold, you see. The Two of Swords, yeah. Here we can see him being really lost. Two swords raised up. Well, what's he going to do? He's got all these swords of transparency and truth and clarity, clarification and guidance. And what is he doing? He's wearing the blindfold. He's not using those swords in the right way. If the Seven of Wands underneath, he's being besieged. Yeah, that's his victim mentality that is coming out in his public persona. That victim mentality. Oh, everybody's against me. Everybody's raised their wands against me. Nobody is on my side. I am such a spiritual person. Nobody can see it. I am the victim here. I'm having to stand my ground to be heard, but nobody is listening. So he's on a precarious rock here with one foot, and he's about to fall off that rock. I reckon so, anyway. Something is happening with Prince Harry. Something is imminent. Because the spirit and the body are not in alignment. They are not in balance. Perhaps he's seeking that balance with these two swords. He's trying to bring that balance into his life. But on the other hand, oh, look at me, poor me. Nothing's going right for me. All my litigations in the British courts, all my attempts to shut up the media and to make money that way are failing. So I think he's got 6 cases on the go at the time of this reading in the British courts, all about privacy and this, that, the other. It is laughable, isn't it? Privacy. I want my privacy. Well, the way he's behaving is not the way to get the privacy. Okay. Well, we're off to the, if you're still with me, we're off to the oracle cards here. Wow. Oh my God, this is going to be interesting. Now the first one is distance. It's the number 19. The 9 one is 10. 10s are ends of cycles. So it's reached an end of a cycle. And that is him, and that is his partner. This one's wife. She styled herself in one of these meetings. They have public exhibitions they have now and again. She said, I'm this one's wife. So, him is this one's wife. That is what is between them. They are not seeing eye to eye. No matter how many swords he's got in his hands, he's not breaking through that one. He's not breaking through that distance. So that's the state of affairs of their relationship right now. And that is not so much in the public domain. I mean, people can make good guesses what's going on there between them right now. This is, I'm reading this on the, what is the date? I don't know, but the date will be in the, obviously on the video. I will put it on today. It is a Thursday is it Thursday the 14th? It could be Thursday the 14th of December 23. So as of now, that's the state between them. He's Taurus Moon, so he will have a very stubborn side. Virgos are also very stubborn. He may be grounded and earthy, but he has that stubborn streak. And of course she's a Leo, I believe. And that is just stubborn upon stubborn, isn't it? But this cycle is coming to an end, right? This distance is coming to an end. There's going to be a solution. It's coming. It's in the ether. It is being worked out right now, whether it's being worked out by the divine, by solicitors, by him, by her, we don't know, because we're not privy to that. Well, I'm not anyway. So, right, fractured relationship, solitude, that goes with the hermit. That is what he wants, a little tower house here on an island surrounded by water, away from everybody. It's a 13, it's a 4. So that's the stable, he wants a stable home life. He does want his privacy and solitude. He's always wanted that. So, but he's not been able to get it. Hence the recluse, the seclusion, hiding away. He does that quite often. The hermit is a number 9, which is a spiritual number. 3 times 3, mind, body, spirit. He's always seeking balance. He does, yes, he is definitely a spiritual person. He has that, he's young. He's not even 40 yet, I don't think. So he's developing that. Spirit is seeping in. Oh, spirit sensing lightning strikes. So it's not so much seeping. It's banging into him. And yeah, with that Metatron's cube here, the building blocks of life. He's trying to build a meaningful life for himself. But he can't get out of the maze. Wow, this is exciting reading. I love it. It's so different from the first one, what I remember of it. Now the last card. Last card of the first reading was the Gilded Regret. Now, last card in this reading, Triumph of Lies. Look at him. He's wearing his kingly, his princely crown. He's hanging on to that crown, isn't he? That prince. He's wearing the... he's depicted as a female. That is significant. He sees the Queen of Swords. And there's been the Triumph of Lies. And he's leaning towards his feminine nature. He's not much of a masculine man. He prefers to work on the feminine. So he must have a lot of intuition and insight that he doesn't put into practice. That's just a thought, though. So, Triumph of Lies. So, is he triumphant? Are these lies that he puts out, which he obviously puts out, otherwise this card wouldn't. It's a number 1, look at that. That's a new beginning. That's a new beginning. So we have the end of an old cycle, with the distance here, him and this one's wife. And then we have the Triumph of Lies. So, that is difficult to interpret because I'm not doing a reading again very soon about him, so this is for the future. The lies will triumph somehow, and it's going to look worse for the wear. Much worse. He'll be ground down to the bone. Never mind his nice dress and his pearls and his crown. That crown's not even sitting on the head, it's hovering. The crown is eternally hovering above his head. Well, that is very telling, isn't it? The crown he was born with. He was born with a prince's crown, and that crown will always be overshadowing him because he is not strong enough to break out of that mold. even though there is a spiritual strength welling up. So that might change over the years, with the years. When he's older, he might be very happy, very content, very balanced. When he's in his, 60s, 70s, 80s, if he makes it that far. But right now, the lies have triumphed, the lies surrounding him, his lies, other people's lies, people in his life, the shadow people. See, there's one here. Is that another one there? I'm not sure. It seems there's another shadow hanging around him here. So there's at least two that are shadowing him through his life, two people. And he is, for him it's not heavy sits the crown, or heavy, what is that saying? Heavy lies the crown? I don't know. But I think you know what I mean. If you wear that crown, it's heavy. But he's not even wearing it, it's just hovering. It's like a threat. That crown is like threatening him. He wants to go on that skull here. But he's trying to resist having the crown full on. I think he severed the ties. He wanted to sever the ties. It's a new beginning. Now, when the lies triumph, things are not going well for him. Because when lies triumph, the truth is not far behind. So the truth, it will be catching up with him. That's his new cycle coming up. There will be truth, there will be clarity, as he's been seeking so hard with that sword of transparency, that clear vision. The truth will out. Yes, the lies have triumphed. They've reduced him to that. Wow, that's a heavy ending again, as there was in the first reading with the Gilded Regret. This is the continuance. We have the Gilded Crown. And yeah, this is what I have for you for right now, for this Duke of Montecito's life. Interesting. Things are definitely changing. He is not living this status quo at all. There is a lot of stuff transforming. And some of that is his spiritual side. Now, if he can bridge that gap between the spirit and the physical and the spiritual, the emotional, the mental, if he can bridge those gaps, he will be okay. But he's going through a very, very difficult phase of transformation, and this will be ongoing for quite a while. That is my prediction. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Have a look at my other readings if you feel that way inclined. If not, if that's the one for you, that's fine. Thank you so much for listening. Please give me a like and maybe subscribe as well. That'd be very much appreciated. And I will see you maybe in another reading. Until then, viewers, take very good care. Bye-bye.